Thank you, Clark. As you can see, Clark has already, good morning first to everyone. And Clark has already said what the program will entail today. So I say, Honorable AG, Honorable Deputy AG, Senior Manager, Anita, our Queen in GAC. She is the most senior woman in Oregon. And Oregon is the first one, so she's the queen. Commanding Girl Administrative Queen too. Where is she? Okay, she's not here. Alright, so managers, head of units, our distinguished staff, ladies and gentlemen, I am very pleased at this time to welcome all of you to our general staff meeting, the first one. As you are aware, this meeting occurs at least once a year. This meeting is important for a number of reasons. Number one, the GAC, the entire GAC is actually gathered under one roof. Number two, it is an opportunity for all of us to interact professionally. Number three, and key into the interaction is the opportunity afforded to all of us to have very key face-to-face discussion with our Honorable AG. So, on this auspicious day, let us all brace ourselves for this interaction. Let us all give our undivided attention and make the most of this opportunity. Let us all interact professionally, respect each other's opinion, and know that GAC is the hallmark of professionalism. So without much ado, once again, I will say you all are all welcome, and let's enjoy this program. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable DAG. At this time, I'd like to call Madam Han Harris Masakwe, Senior Human Resources Manager for updates on the HR perspective. Thank you.
All protocol observed. I want to say welcome to everyone again. Thank you, DAG. For the welcome remark. So today, like I said earlier, I'm very happy to be part of this general staff meeting, as it is my very first general staff meeting, so I am excited. From the HRS unit, there are a couple of updates that I'll be sharing with all of you today, and all of those updates has to do with the biometric system, the PMS, and mostly the political neutrality policy and the social media policy. And then I will go over to Chido for the capacity building updates. So I would like to begin with the biometric system. As you're all aware, there has been notice placed on the bulletin board that all employees who come to work in the morning are to enter their fingerprints in the biometric system. But over the period, we've realized that many employees aren't doing that. So I want to emphasize and remind every general staff in this meeting that whenever you come at the office, make sure you tap in your fingerprint and also log out. Because it's not only logging in, you also need to log out. The importance of this is for us to all understand how the time that we utilize during the day are being used. So please take this seriously. Moving forward, as HR receives the report from the database, and we realize employees are coming to work late, employees are not signing in as they should be, there will be disciplinary action taken. So please govern yourself carefully. Next is the PMS. So we're all aware that there is a new PMS at GSC. It was rolled out last year, and I came upon it already implemented. But based on some of the challenges that we had last year, I thought it was to have a refresher training with all staff. And thankfully to all of you who joined the sections that we had, we learned a lot from each other. There were some new things that we all learned from the sections, and there were also some new things I learned from you as well. Moving forward, I am asking and requesting all of you, so please, whenever you have issues surrounding the sections that we had, you should please reach out to me. For some of you people who were not opportune to come to the session, I'm also asking that you reach out to me for detail or any questions that you may be having, because I realize some of the challenges we had or misunderstanding we had from last year, we were able to at least come to an agreement as a team for this year and moving forward. So that is why I want to tell you people, thank you for attending the session, and please do not hesitate to reach out to me if you need additional information or additional clarifications. Lastly will be the political neutrality policy that we have, and I sent out the first memo for the general staff meeting. I posted it on the bulletin board, but I know some of us are very basic, and I also share and send it to all emails. But some of you people who did not have the opportunity to read the political neutrality and the social media policy, I want to take this time, since we are all together in one sitting, to read the political neutrality to you and also the social media policy. So the first one will be the political neutrality. It is important for each GSC's employee to maintain both the actual and perceived political neutrality. Therefore, it is important that employees maintain their independence from political influence in order to discharge their audits and other responsibilities in an impartial way. This is relevant for GSC employees since the GSC work closely with the legislative authorities, the executive, or other government entities empowered by law to consider for its reports. The GSC respects the rights of all citizens of Liberia to political and other affiliation in line with provisions in the Constitution of the Republic. Notwithstanding, the Commission will not tolerate any employee who will want to impose his or her official political standing into the working of the GSC. The Commission will not allow any political party operators to remain in its employ consistent with the requirements of independence and objectivity as detailed under Section 35 of RSSAI 130 Code of Ethics. Also, the GSC will not allow stewards of political parties, chairmen, secretary general, spokesmen, etc., or others who would be involved with active political party issues, including but not limited to articles and commentaries, writing and publications, rallies, etc., to be or remain in the employ of the Commission, to remain in the employ of the Commission. It is therefore required that all employees of GSC maintain independence and are seen to be independent and politically neutral. Employees' action and inactions should at all times portray the independent and politically neutral image of the Commission and its operations in order to discharge their audits and other responsibilities in an impartial way. Violation of this policy will lead to administrative action in keeping with disciplinary. Social media policies. The GSC, being the supreme audit institution of the Republic of Liberia, and based on the ethical and professional standards required of its employees on all of the job, has formulated and established a social media policy to ensure that its integrity and ethics are upheld. Social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc., has taken center stage in the rapidly expanding world of electronic communication, and as such has become almost an indispensable platform or means of information sharing in modern times. In conformity with this global technological trend in electronic communication, the GSC has over the years maintained its own IT system or via their own personal equipment. GSC recognizes that social media offers a platform for the Commission's employees to connect and stay in touch with relevant friends, organizations, and family members. GSC also believes that social media is an excellent way for employees to make useful connections, share ideas, and shape discussions, provided that such is done in accordance with this policy. This social media policy has been designed to prescribe the rules and guidelines governing use of social media by employees of the GSC. Thus, it sets out how staff must behave when using social media accounts. It also explains the rules about using personal social media accounts and describes what staff may say about the GSC and all institutions and personalities on their personal accounts. This policy should be read alongside the GSC Act of 2014, the GSC Code of Ethics, Conduct, and other key policies of the GSC. So those were the two key policies we want to stress on, taking into consideration there will be elections coming up and campaigning, which is starting August 5th. We want all of our employees to please govern themselves against this policy, because as you heard, violators, there will be strongly administrative action and disciplinary taken against all of us. Thank you. At this point, I want to call on Children to give updates on capacity building.
Thank you so much, boss. Again, Corporate was I quickly, there's a continuation of the HR update. So we are going to do update on the capacity building. For the period under review from January to July, we have had both external and internal training, also professional development program. For the external training, we have 10 external training and we have 4 internal training. Total 14 training altogether at the GSC from January to now. For the external training, the 10 external training, we are for the 7 participants that went on external training. And the 27 participants went in South Africa, India, Gambia, East Timor, and Ghana. And also, there were other external training that were held in Liberia. They were held at the Mama Point Hotel, at the Monrovia Plaza, and the Hotel Monrovia. For the internal training, we have 4 internal training. We have 66 participants that attended the 4 internal training. So the training from January to July, our attended at the GSC, we have 93 persons attended the training. For the professional program, the professional education for SAR auditor, we have the AG, the OAG have nominated 20 participants, and they are correlating the program. For the CBA program, 15 persons are being nominated and waiting availability of funding. For the graduate program in China, in April this year, one person graduated, and the person all the way coming to Liberia now. Currently, the AG has nominated 2 persons for another scholarship in China. They have gone through their interview and waiting confirmation. Thus far, the training so far at the DSC for the period of review. Thank you so much.
At this time, we will entertain the office of the Auditor General, who will speak to us on 2 accounts. Account 1, the first 6 months in perspective.
Thank you very much. And thank you to those who refuse to clap as well. I always like to begin by saying thanks to the GSC family, deputy AGs, senior managers, my GSC people. I am very grateful for the invaluable and committed services you continue to give this commission on a daily basis. You tend to underestimate the importance of the work that you do, but the work that you do is very valuable to the bread and butter matter of our country. In the absence of institutions like GSC, we will have a lot of issues of waste and corruption, even more than what we hear around. So I would like to thank you, those who are in administration, who contribute to the audit activities, and those in audit who actually perform the audit as well. I'd like to say thanks to all of you. Let us continue to work together in the interest of improving the livelihood of the people of Liberia. Thank you. Secondly, I will beg your permission to kindly stand so that we observe just a moment of silence in respect of our 2 fallen colleagues who were not mentioned initially from the beginning of the program. Mr. William Carr, who was the former Chief of Security, who I did not get to meet because when I came he was already on sick leave, and Mr. Emmanuel Nimlan, also a former Auditor 1. May their soul and the souls of all faithful departed rest in peace. Thank you. I would also like to recognize and appreciate some of our employees who retired during the year as well. Mr. Robert Poole, Mr. Andrew Koyen, Mr. Deka P, Mr. Lasana Edlam, my good friend, and other individuals who also recently retired: Sumo Moluwe, Augustine Ndabo, Paul M. Well, and Teresa Bestman. And to also appreciate for their services, about 8 employees who resigned for different reasons: Mr. Tony David, Marianne La Willie, Frederick B.K. Wallow, Eva Remy Dixon, Samuel T. Morba, Alfred Samula, Stephen Wish, and Paul Stephen Weir, right? Stephen Weir, sorry. So, yeah, Dr. Weir. So somebody gave me the wrong street. And Paul Twazama. We like to appreciate them in their absence for their dedicated services to the General Auditing Commission. I would also like to emphasize on the issue of compulsion exercise of political neutrality, which is very, very important. Every staff of the GSC, I believe there is nobody here under 18. And also we do not have foreigners who employ the GSC. Those who have registered to vote have the constitutional responsibility to exercise the franchise. So that is a known fact. and nobody can take that away from you. However, with the industry we work in, you have to exercise political neutrality, not only in practice, but also in perception as well. So the things you say, the comments you make, the posts that you do, the t-shirts, the caps, and paraphernalia of political party that you will wear, you have to desist from that as long as you are in the employs of the GAC. And this is something that we take extremely seriously. And there will be penalties, severe penalties, for those who violate. Since I've been at the GAC, I do not know about anyone that was dismissed. There are cases that have come to us that warrant possible dismissal, but we have tried to be as flexible and tolerant as possible. There are things that we will not be tolerant about. Those things that have the propensity of derailing the reputation of the GAC that has been built for many years, we will not compromise on them. And one of those things is the political neutrality clause. So please, stay away from people politics in simple terms. If you don't participate in politics, the country will not win. So I beg you, leave the people politics. When they're done with their politics, we'll continue. If for any reason you feel that compulsion to participate in politics, then you write us a resignation letter and say, AGA team, thank you for your service, and at the time you gave me to serve at GAC, I want to participate. We want to emphasize that as well. And I know based on the level of professionalism we have in GAC, you people will respect that. Now, there are a couple of major activities and achievement for the first part of the year that I want to talk about. One we'll start firstly with audit services, because the primary reason for which a Supreme Audit Institution exists is for the conduct of production of quality audit reports that enhances transparency and accountability in the interest of the lives of the people. So we'll start with audit. So from January to July, we have completed and published 39 audit reports. These audits are primarily project audits. So the increase in the project audit clearly showcases that the donor community in the country has got a lot of respect for the GAC. I remember when we joined last year, we had done about 33 project audits, and now we are seeing ourselves at 39, 3 currently undergoing as well. So we talked about 41 project audits, and there are more announcements than I have. Also, we completed about also there are 24 government entities that are currently being audited, with 3 donor project audits like I mentioned. 8 of those government entities are large entities. So some of these large entities we've not audited them for some times now. We decided to audit them to ensure that our transparency and accountability initiative cuts across all entities. So we're currently auditing the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Internal Affairs, the Ministry of Public Works, the Ministry of Defense, the Ministry of Justice, which is basically, and the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, which are the large ministries and agencies. We're auditing all of them now for a period of minimum 4 years. So the intent is to ensure that we regularize these audits. That one, we are not just expanding audits, we are expanding the quality of the audits we do. We are expanding the types of audit we do. Like last year, the payroll audit, domestic debt audit. We have regularized the audit of the consolidated financial statement, and now we are auditing the big entities. That showcases how we are spreading and improving our audit transformation. We also completed 64 audits in 2022, but it looks like if we can complete the 27 audits that are due, we will be beating the 64 audits we completed last year, which will be very impressive for an election year. When I joined the GAC, I was told that election year, a lot of audits do not take place. We have defied that efforts. We have encouraged the auditees to be audited. They are cooperating with the audit process, and it looks like we are going to beat 2021 record of 55 audits, 2022 record of 64 audits, and we will probably do 66 audits this year. In addition to the project audits that we've completed and issued, we also held about 28 exit conference this year as part of the 24 audits we completed last year, because when we completed some of the audits last year, the audit protocol demands that you have to meet the auditing in the final meeting and discuss the issue. And we wanted this exercise not to be an exercise of formality. We wanted the auditors to fully understand the nature and details of the audit findings and understand also how to implement the audit recommendation. So like I told you last year, we introduced this exit conference PowerPoint presentation where we don't have to be flipping through 65 pages, full reports to have a very effective discussion. So a PowerPoint presentation summarizing all of the issues. The auditees have loved it. It has enhanced the level of participation and interest that we have experienced in our exit conference. So we were able to do about 28 of them between January to July as well. Some of our reports have attracted huge interest from the donor community. So for example, the IMF has sent 4 different missions to the GAC to listen to my presentation on the consolidated financial statements for the past 2 fiscal periods for the domestic debt audit and the payroll audit. The EU has sent at least 2 delegations. The World Bank has also sent several delegations, and the USAID has also recently sent a delegation to further understand the details of our findings. So you can clearly see that we are producing specialized quality reports that are attracting donor interest. In addition to that, we were also able to sign an MOU with the Swedish National Audit Office for 2 years. And I was very impressed about this particular MOU for many reasons. One, the Swedish have told us that we have had a long-standing relationship with you, but we have felt that we have not gotten the best out of our relationship. So AG, we want to fully understand how we can further enhance this relationship such that at the end of the 2 years, you can be even excited to go with us for another 4 years. So first thing we did was to send a delegation to Liberia. That delegation, it was about 3 different delegations. Each delegation documenting activities on different issues. I was impressed that they were not only interested in meeting senior management, but also they met individuals at the lower level, and they had extensive conversation. They compiled their reports and brought those reports and finalized the conversation with senior management. So before each of the delegation left, they sought my counsel along with the deputy AGs, and we had very clear, honest, candid discussions around what they observed. They also cataloged all of these discussions and sent us a draft report and said, look, AG, we met your people, we met you and your senior management team. These are what we taught. There were some areas that we had to straighten, and that report was finalized. And then the AG decided to invite myself and 4 other senior management members to Sweden, exclusively paid for by the Swedish National Audit Office. So we went to Sweden, and I thought we were probably just going for a signing ceremony. But again, we went through another set of comprehensive meetings where the several presentations on how they do their financial audit, which is very, very efficient, by the way, their performance audit, their compliance audit, their IT audit. They have a kind of makeshift follow-up exercise as well. So they drilled through all of those things, and there were extensive discussions. But the discussion I even enjoyed the most was the leadership discussion. The leadership discussion where we talked about everything at GAC, how to improve communication among staff, motivation of staff, how to improve the audit processes, how to enhance stakeholder engagement, just about every component. And now there is a process of putting a project document together, which will lead to an effective 2-year relationship. One of the things we emphasized there was, look, in the past, a lot of people come, put PowerPoint presentation, the our auditors are sitting, watching, and they just explain things, pack their bag, and go. We do not think we get the best out of these exercises. So we agreed that they are going to be sending highly experienced professionals to us who will do a lot of on-the-job training. As a realization for that, Mr. Kent Gustafsson will be coming to Liberia. Mr. Gustafsson has over 25 years experience as a financial auditor. He is like a former partner at SNAO. The partners are the people who are next to the Auditor General in Sweden. In fact, he retired. He was brought back to continue some services of late. He will be coming to Liberia on August 29, and he will be here up to October 3rd. And then he will return on November 1st and be here up to December 5th as his first 2 set of engagement. I will advise the auditors as Mr. Gustafsson comes in, let us utilize his expertise. Planning of our audit, execution of our audit, so that we can borrow from their level of efficiency. We also signed an MOU with Global Fund. And for those who don't know Global Fund is one of the largest donor aid agencies in the world. So again, this showcases a trust and confidence that the donors have in our beloved site. Global Fund has engaged our services. At some point, it was more like, they were chasing us for our services. We did everything we did to expedite the conclusion of the documentation. But of course, the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Health needed to also sign the document. And it took us some time to solicit those signatures. But we're happy to announce that we now signed an MOU with Global Fund. As part of the MOU, we are going to serve as the external auditor for all of their project audits. So that means there are more project audits coming in. And we will also be performing other assurance services as well to the Global Fund. The first, I understand, is a comprehensive fixed asset verification process. And for those who don't work, fixed asset is my favorite account to audit. So I want the auditors to brace themselves. You are going to learn a lot. We are going to be producing another quality specialized report, and I want you to brace yourself for that. Because I understand they have operations in almost all of the counties, if not all. So it's going to be a very big audit. And we are happy to welcome on Global Fund as our latest partner. I also celebrated 2 years in office on July 21st. So I am no newbie Auditor General now. I know everything there is to go at the GSC. Everything. Including some of the things you think I don't know. Yeah. I get all the things. Yeah. And I am happy to announce that in my 2 years of service at the GSC, I have completed 144 audits and have published over 126 of them. Now, somebody will be thinking, it's not 126 reports. Let me emphasize it. Because it is 126 audits, but some of the audits we do, especially the government entities, are for many years. 3 years, 4 years, some cases 2 years. I do not know the exact number of reports, but we have completed 126. In my mind, that is impressive. So to the people who say that GSC is not producing audit reports, we want you to visit our website. We want you to learn about the GSC. If you do not know about the GSC, we want you to ask questions. Because this GSC, under the generalship of Garswa Jackson, is very effective, efficient, productive. Exercising a high level of integrity, has won over donor confidence and a lot of our citizens, and we will continue to make progress. We will not allow any form of distraction to take us away from the work that we have committed ourselves to do. There are also a couple of administrative achievements or activities that we have made. We met on the beach in December, and we promised you that we were going to buy 2 new buses to enhance the transportation of our staff. We are pleased to announce what you already know, that we have procured those 2 buses, Toyota coaster buses of 30 plus seats to enhance our staff transportation, and we are looking to do better in the coming year. We were also able to purchase 2 brand new Renault Dusters for our audit managers. Now let me say this. When I was at the UL, there was this thing where the academicians felt that the administrators were being favored over them. And when I came at GSC, I met similar complaints where the auditors felt that people in administration were being favored over them. And yes, again, like I always tell, I let the people, my friend, foot it. I'm not bothered with whether he gets angry with me. We have a long-standing relationship. But there were some senior managers in administration that have vehicles, HR and finance. He came up with my brother and somebody I have known for many years. So I don't mind picking on him. But there was no senior manager in audit that had a vehicle. Today, we were able to purchase 2 brand new vehicles for our 2 senior managers. Madam Amita Sisi Wago River, there's a new idea you say I should not mention it. So I will not mention it, then you know it. D.J. Kezusa Queen, and that's one other name, but I will not mention it. And Mr. Raphael Kwe is the other senior manager for audit. We've also had a couple of promotion and salary adjustments. And before I talk about this, let me say, the ultimate desire is to ensure that salary is increased overall. But the reality is that at GSC, we do not manufacture money, we manufacture audit reports. So we will make promotion within the confines of the resources that we have. And that point has to be well articulated and well understood and well communicated as well. So where there are resources available based on excess budgetary funding, based on retirement and resignation of individuals, we are going to reward individuals that are performing. And the performance is going to be based on the results of the performance evaluation system. And fortunately, I have had the opportunity as a hands-on AG to interact with many people in this room. Many people. The auditors have interacted with several, even auditors, one going all the way up. And what I will encourage some of you in this room, if you have not had the opportunity to interact with me and you believe that you are playing major roles on your audit, get in touch with your team leads and your manager to give you the opportunity to interact with me. Because this promotion process is something that is going to be continuous. It is going to be continuous. So I will just go in details briefly over. So there have been a total of 34 promotions. Within the period of 6 months. Audit services 22, administration 12. There were 6 persons promoted to manager 1. There were 4 persons promoted to manager 2. There were 5 persons promoted to senior auditor. 5 persons promoted to auditor 3. 1 person promoted to auditor 2. And an auditor 1 received an adjustment to their salary because this person was making lower than what everybody else was making. In the basis of equity and the efforts also that was employed by this staff, we decided to make some adjustment to the salary. And we did not forget administration. Because they say, well, the people who you love, you got to pick on them, right? Administration, you got no case here because there were 12 persons that we also promoted as well. Drivers. Our drivers, we made sure that we placed their salaries at a comparable level. I know people don't like to call salary figures, be careful what I say here, but we're able to place our drivers on parallel levels, and they receive decent increases. The chief security was also, the deputy chief security was promoted to chief security. There were 2 security officers that received some level of promotion. There was a receptionist that received an adjustment, executive secretary, the internal and internal auditor, a resource clerk, also all received adjustments. Based on, in some cases, how low their salaries were compared to other colleagues in their department. The total net annual effect, you can just go all the way down and read it from there, we'll come back up. So the total net annual effect for this is 115,656. So as you can see, we want to do more, but we clearly do not have the resources. And when I talk about the challenges, I will tell you how this year has been financially challenging for us, but we believe that as people put in efforts and work hard, they should be duly rewarded. We were also able to, so there were a few of our auditors who, when we indicated that we had completed the 1 auditor, 1 laptop, there were some people who came and said, oh, AG was on leave at the time we were distributing the laptops, so we don't have laptops or so. So we approved the purchase of additional 40 laptops. Now, if you are an auditor at GSC, if you don't have a laptop, you mean you don't like to work. It's clear. We have fully achieved that. We even have excess laptops in stock, based on what I'm told. So we have about over 105% completed with one auditor, one laptop. Reintroduction of the staff attendance automation system has already been spoken about by the Human Resources Department. I was happy that we've also completed or almost completed the renovation of the driver and maintenance staff, which shows the level of equity that we are looking at to achieve at GSC. As we are sitting in comfortable places, that level of comfort should extend to everybody else. And I am going to ensure that that is fully achieved shortly. I went there this morning myself to verify. I was impressed with the work that has been done. So new carpet in the drivers and maintenance staff pool. I saw some of the offices with air conditioning. I think the key is to ensure that all of the offices are fully AC as well. So as these guys come to work, these ladies come to work, they can be just as comfortable as the Auditor General is comfortable in his office. And then the simple project, what I thought was almost nothing, but got a lot of good feedback from the installation of the water dispenser, just to ensure that people don't have to leave their office to be able to drink. Hosting of 2 AfroSAI regional workshops. So we have continued our relationship with AfroSAI. The intent is to continue to enhance the relationship, as AfroSAI is a critical partner to us. We recently concluded the quality review exercise. They do a lot of training for us, and so they have now formed Monrovia as a suitable environment for hosting regional workshops. So we had a Citizen Eye regional workshop that about 6 countries participated in, and then recently we had the communication and stakeholder engagement workshop as well. We also completed architectural drawings for our proposed GSC building. We have been a little bit disappointed with the level of progress in funds related to the purchase of the land, but I am positive. I'm holding my hands up high. I'm positive that we're going to procure that land this year so that we can again continue to engage the government so that within the very near future, our building, our proposed building can be completed. But what I always tell people is, they say if you write something down and you create a picture of it, it is almost half solved. So the idea was, get the building, get the drawing, do what we call the BOQ, the bill of quantity, know how much money you need to execute, and continue to sell those projects to the government and to donors. And within a couple of years, probably staying here or somewhere else and tell you that we will be shortly moving to our new building. Outstanding activities for audit. We anticipate to publish the consolidated financial statement on August 31st, 2023, which will be for the first time since the inception of the PFM. So when I joined the GSC, we were, I think, 2 years backlog in auditing the consolidated fund. This is my 4th audit that I'm doing for the consolidated fund. So we regularized the audit, which was the first time we did that, completed all the backlog. But the key down is to be consistent with the PFM. Because a lot of our neighboring countries do that. The publication of the consolidated in line with the financial management regulation is something that all sides fight to achieve. And we are working with the Ministry of Finance. There were some challenges and constraints in receipt of information initially, but I understand that has improved now. The audit execution is being expedited, and we hope to be able to complete and publish by August 31st. We also have a couple of exit conferences to conclude so that we can finalize publication of all of our 64 reports from last year. I understand, I think there have been 11 outstanding. And then we have this burning desire to complete the 27 outstanding audits that we are currently performing, most of which are for large entities and entities that have not been audited for several years. From an administrative perspective, we endeavor to finalize the purchase of the land for our proposed building. When you have the land and you do groundbreaking ceremony, momentum builds. So that is the whole essence of trying to get the land this year. Get the land, do the groundbreaking ceremony. We will try to convince the government the essence of building an audit office. Because like I told the president and other members of the cabinet at the last cabinet retreat, the construction of an audit office is not just the construction of a ministry and agency. It symbolizes our government commitment to fight corruption and to contribute to transparency and accountability initiative. And we will continue that theme until efforts are made to ensure that our building is started and completed. We also intend to complete the recruitment of capacity building initiative. Mr. Chimbe announced that has been completed, so I'm happy to hear that. We wanted to sponsor a number of persons for the CA program this year. We could not because of funding challenges, but this is something that I endeavor to put a lot of efforts in next year, because we want to have more professionals groomed and developed in the GAC, so that when our time comes to leave the GAC, there should be people already made within the GAC to take over from us in the couple of years to come. We also want to automate the performance evaluation system that is performed. So more people are getting used to the performance evaluation system now. I understand that some of you have not completed. I am begging your indulgence to make efforts to complete, because we will be moving away from the manual system soon. So get used to the manual system, so when we get to the automated system, it's going to be easier. Challenges. These achievements have not come short of challenges. The number of challenges we've had during the period, particularly funding challenges. And this is an independence issue that I have spoken to the government and donors as well. If operational independence is achieved and financial independence is not achieved by the side independence is also compromised. Our act says that our funding should be given twice a year. At the beginning of the year, 50% of our funds should be given, in mid-year 50%. There was some improvement made towards this last year, but this year there have been challenges. And we will continue as part of our stakeholder engagement to discuss with each individuals at the legislature and at the Ministry of Finance to see how we can improve upon this condition. Because if we achieve this, we will be able to do a lot more, including the continuous promotion and motivation of our staff. Delay in receipt of information for audit purposes is a perennial challenge. So sometimes our engagement letter, when you look at the dates compared to the timing and completion and issuance, there is a big gap because most of our systems are not automated, so to get information can be difficult. And this flow of information is at several levels. So you make an initial request, individuals take some time, beyond the requested time, you do the audit, you send a draft report, statutorily they should respond within 10 days, it take longer, sometimes even to arrange the exit conference take a longer time. But we are happy that things have improved in this direction as well. Information received is improving. The auditors are getting, in my mind, much more interested in In audit now, there are some auditors that we audited recently that even calling us to perform 2022 audits for them. And so we believe that we can only improve on this. So that is my update for now. Again, in closing, I would like to thank all of you very much. The DAGs, when the DAG Naka is not here, DAG Kazulu, DAG Dole, my Chief of Staff, Escapidelia, GAC, my good friend and sister, Anita, I will say the name, all you senior managers in administration and managers in administration, all you managers in audit who are enjoy working with all of you, all you staff of GAC. I am privileged to have the opportunity to work with such individuals who are committed and diligent to improving the livelihood of the country. And I promise you, as the leader of the team, I will do all within my capacity to continue to improve the reputation, integrity of the General Auditing Commission. Thank you.
Please. Three for now. Two for this side. Please call your name, your section, or unit, or department.
Good morning. I'm Emmett G. Mitchell from the IT Audit Department. I am concerned with the issues of political neutrality as it regards social media. I strongly believe that this principle in the virtual world is a bit challenging, especially when it comes to implementing it or buying it. When I saw the mail from HR of Madam Masakwe, the first thing that came to mind was political neutrality. You need to revisit the policy of political neutrality and be very, very critical as it comes to social media.
Thank you.
Hello?
Let's talk.
The way we set on audit service, I have a concern about the boss. First stage, I'm also thanking for the buses that you brought for us to ride home to work. I was paying like $6 every day to come to work, but now spending $200. And thank you for the water too. My concern is the bus riding, the driver on the bus, we cut the radio off on the bus. Since people put up the notice, we cut the radio off on the bus. We don't listen to news, don't listen to anything he said, but we're trying to think. You won't lose your job. So please address that concern.
Hello? Hey, let us know. Thank you.
So please address that concern because we're going crazy about music on the bus, we listen to music. We all are Liberians and we're responsible for our rights, our rights. Nobody can infringe on our rights. I understand I'm an auditor. I have to be the white part auditor t-shirt, going to the party that I understand that part. But to tell me that I can't be informed about the country is so unfair. And they've been to the road and campaign is very bad. They killed one boy on the road, I think in the night. I even had the news. I found very late that night. I was so afraid to reach him. So please, can you please address that concern and tell the driver face it? Every student will get you on the bus. There's no neutrality. Please. Hello? My name is Brianna and that's
Police, we beg for you to be very quiet, please. The question she asked him might be the same question you want to ask. The comment she made you might be the same comment you want to make. So if you listen to her, then you will not come here to repeat. Please, I beg. Thank you.
Okay, I'm from the follow-up unit. AG, thank you so much for your presentations. It's like every time I come here, I'm so eager to come and make a request because you normally address these requests. My first issue or my first concern has to do with the entrance at the building. I noticed that there are a lot of old people here. Even some of us who are the young people who find it difficult to climb that stairs. So if you can do anything to at least kind of alleviate the strain and the pressure for us, I'm ready to appreciate that. Secondly, I made a request. I need Now, secondly, at last year's retreat, I made a request or I had a concern about the GSC marriage policy. And I did not hear any update about that. I know that there was a committee set to look at that policy. I hope you can please come up with an update on that so that our couples who are in line and waiting for that policy can at least make a decision.
Let's be brief.
Lastly, I heard Mr. Tume, I stand to be corrected, but I heard him say that there are 2 persons that have been nominated for the scholarship in China. I want to know if I'm right, and it is true why. At this time, people are not vetted, but rather nominated. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Bensu Mendy from the Department of Audit Service. AG, I get few concerns. But firstly, let me appreciate the entire administration, especially the leadership, for the kind of role you are actually playing within the GAC. I remember some years back, those things you said, and actually today we can see you. And I must commend you for that. Thank you so much. I also want to say thank you again when it comes to the MOU signed between GAC and Global Fund and other institutions to enhance the growth and development of our environment. Thank you so much. But my major concern has to do with one, you spoke about the issue of if you don't have that opportunity to meet with the AG, especially when it comes to the workplace. Please make sure you ask your team leader or the manager of the team to ensure that you can meet the AG. To be honest, AG, there are a lot of us may not have that opportunity. Even our manager will also want to meet with you because at the end of the day, he has to showcase all things that he did, especially when it comes to the management of the audit activity. Likewise, the team leader. I remember during a recent time when we just finished the project audit in his soul recipes, namely, I think we were the last group of people we ever worked with when it comes to the project audit. And we had a lot of interaction to get gone. I strongly believe we had the opportunity at that time to defend our report, especially when we were the only auditor that received the half day, but we worked more than half day to ensure that the work of GAC are actually performed, especially when it comes to like LURP audit, the Liberia Urban Resilience Project. Even we're told that you commended us, laws were also provided. Thank you so much for that. So I would like to advise that what you did from the beginning, my first interaction with you, it was on the basis of the Ministry of Transport audit where I worked directly with Balabati, and we presented our case on the confident human resource, and there were a lot of exchanges, and you commended the team for that. So I would appreciate if you can come back with that same leadership style. After the work, you can invite the entire team, and we can explain based on tax given to us. And then lastly, AG, I would also like to appeal to your office that this time around, since in fact, we're not too close to you, let's all have that history in our life that we travel with the AG while in office. So I would like to appeal to your office. Please remember things. Please remember things. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We'll now hear from the AG and top management on those questions and concerns. Then we'll come back for the second round of questions. Thank you.
So the issue of political neutrality on social media, interesting discussion, but we have control over our social media accounts. Like for example now, if you tag me in a post, unless I want that post to appear on my wall, it will not appear. So if you do not know that, it's important to learn that you have protection for your pages. I cannot control who tags me in a post, but there is also a way that you can contact yourself for posts, unwanted posts that you've also been tagged in as well. And I mean, for us in administration, we are human beings as well. So individual cases will be looked at on an individual basis as well. What I want you to do is do your part. Do your part, do your best as you can to, for now, for this period, I mean, for your stay in GAC, just desist from political participation. If you go and like a page, you didn't like it on mistake. You like it on intent. So be careful when you scroll into your pages, what you do, because like it's an action. And it's an action of, it's an expression like endorse. It's an endorsement of a particular post. If a lady posts that picture you like it, you either a good friend of her or you admire the way she's looking there or something. So be careful what you like. I can tell you this, my wife monitors everything I like on social media. So sometimes she'll tell me, man, I saw you like this so and so person picture. So sometimes when I see some pictures, I don't like it. So I beg you, treat it that way, that GAC, the folks in the administration will be monitoring, so limit your interaction on social media. It's a plea to you. Political discussion on the buses is also prohibited as well. Now, we are saying beyond the office, it's not just in the office. So if a driver who is like a manager on the bus believes that a particular discussion will prompt political discussions on the bus. Your attention, please. He has the right to switch off or change that station. Because look, there are some discussions. He has the right. One meeting. If there is a political discussion on the radio, the driver will change the station or shut the radio off. Full stop. Because we do not want to create an opportunity for political discussion. Most of us here are auditors, and they will tell you on top of the fraud pyramid is opportunity. If you create opportunity for people to discuss politics, they will discuss politics. And so if political discussion is on the radio, I am ordering the drivers to shut down the radio or change the station. And if it gets to a point, maybe we will be playing GAC related issues on our buses while you go. Because we want to be serious about the enforcement of this political neutrality. And anything that will impair our seriousness will have to be resisted. Claiming the entrance. I will pass by to the entrance and see. I have not noticed that climbing the stairs at the entrance is difficult, but I will try to walk through and see whether it's actually. I have not experienced that. The sidewalk. All the times. Okay, great. So we'll look into that. I mean, the safety of the staff of GAC is our primary concern. So we will look into that and see how we can make improvement on that. And thanks for the concern. The marriage policy there is a HR policy committee that have been very active. In fact, they concluded a report a long time, but because I've had a lot of audit review engagement, I have been unable to meet with them. I'm meeting them next week. My understanding is that that clause has been adjusted. That's my understanding. And I will have to confirm that after my review, so that we do not stand in the way of people who want to get married. And I am hoping that the ladies, hello, one meeting please, one meeting. I am hoping that the ladies and gentlemen that are using that clause as a means of not meeting up with their social engagements will not use us as an excuse in the near future. Nominated candidates. So the application for the nominated candidates arrived very late this time around. We had even made initial inquiry as to why the application had not come as timely as it came in the past. So when it eventually came, there was not much time to exhaust our recruitment process. So we just went back on the whole recruitment, and the individuals who were second and third, we took them. But now, with the understanding that we have reached with the university, we may be sending more than the usual one person. There is even the latest discussion on how we will secure possibility to send even up to 3. So we will ensure that do everything we can to follow up with the authority of the university so that the next invitation can come on time so that the usual competitive process can be initiated. We apologize for that. Opportunity to be the AG is very important. My personal interaction with auditors at the GAC have brought me closer to a number of people. I've even brought in my insights about the audit work we do, the challenges auditors face on their jobs. So it is a very important initiative, and I intend to continue that. What I did when I just came was I was involved in both the planning process and the revision of the report. So when I was involved in the planning process, I had the opportunity to meet many more people, because when everything is going on the field, the entire team will come. It is a very challenging exercise to continue, particularly because of the number of reports or the number of audits that we have been doing. So it means that I will be attending all planning meetings and at the same time review meetings. And as it is now, there is always at least a queue of 10 reports waiting for me to review. But I will see how we can readjust that. I think if I am participating in the final planning meeting, it gives me the opportunity to interact with a lot of you. But the review of the report meeting is even better, because at that time you will have had direct interaction with the audit teams, you will have raised your issues, so you will be able to facilitate better discussions with me rather than at the planning stage. So we will look into that. I want to be a visible Auditor General. I want people to be able to, when I see you out there, I should know you by names and all of that. And I was just trying it when I was coming in. I saw a lot of people who are calling my name and like, yeah, I'm a proper engineer. You know, I know my people. So I want to continue that as well. And because of mental boldness, I will travel with him on my next trip. It is not a process, it is not an exercise that will continue. It will not continue. But I like the way he spoke. He was well spoken. There was a lot of cordiality also exercised. So I will travel with him on my next trip.
Okay. We have 30 minutes to be in here. 30 minutes. So we entertain the last 10 questions. See from this side, from this side.
Hello. Okay, I'm Emmett Josiah Monrovia. So I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for the work you have done as an Auditor General. We appreciate it, especially the water in the hallway, our decks, and other stuff. Thank you so much. I want to bring this to your attention. There is this contract between us as employee and GAC, especially when it comes to professional study, ACCA, for example. So we sign a contract, and what they do is they reimburse us when we pass a test. Now there are a couple of challenges we have as students. So the first thing is to get books to study. They don't pay for that. They don't reimburse when it comes to the books. We also there is no test center in Liberia. So before you take or write a test, you have to go out of Sierra Leone or Ghana. So they don't also accommodate us. And even as that, when you go Sierra Leone or Ghana, you have to book a hotel where you will be able to lodge. So only when you pass, then they give you the nights for a test. So I wanted to bring it to your attention to see whether management can be able to at least pay for the cost of going or the cost of the accommodation or the books plus the cost of passing the test. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Leadership with this corridor was satisfied for a seminar Auditor 3. I've been in the GAC for the last 15 years. And in the last 10 years, I've not received promotion, but I received compensation, my salary was reduced. But I'm here to discuss equity in the context of natural laws and natural rights. Mr. AG, Honorable AG, we appreciate the dispenser you put in the hallway and cost us to save at least 3,000 $300. Because you pass time, you buy water, they pay a bottle of water, $100 every day, at the end of the month, you pay up to 3,000, which is equivalent to at least $28. That has become a saving for us. We need that water, the Garswa water. So most times we get frustrated and we are hungry. As auditors, we go to that water more than 10 times to drink for the our frustration. So in the context of equity, you bought us 2 buses. We enjoy the air condition, the grass involved, 2 cars for the managers, and everything. But I want to appeal to the public man that we are having financial crisis as auditor at the GAC. Most times we go credit, it's on the basis of 25%, 30% interest rate. And to pay back is very difficult. Whenever we are challenged with our children's school fees or medical issue, we have to go credit to receive 25% interest rate on that money. And what the guy will do to us is that once the month ends, if you have 5 days, you have to pay that 25% interest. You pay 50% of that money, you also add interest on that money. So it costs us economic call. I think you can recall of recent, some of our auditors, managers have been taking the discussion and what have you. It's very embarrassing to us as auditors. So we are appealing to you, Honorable AG. And if you're on banks, and take for example, Afriland, and the 10th of every month or the 15th, talk to the bank, have a policy that they give up 50% of our salary and salary advance. If you will agree more interest of 5% or 10%, you will not be running around and whatever will have issue in the credit. The second point is that the issue about the canteen. Many times it's noticeable that around you develop that poor animals to know that auditors will eat. We are selling for food outside. We are not just selling for that food. Auditors can actually get food with power or people that cost 200. You have to contribute. Go ahead, go and take. And you know, you are here for anything, you now go to food and eat. And they will appreciate auditors are rich for GAC. So I'm appealing that we have a canteen, and we will eat, our own security, and the project will be for us and for us, and we will be eating at the canteens. and Honorable Auditor General, I'm kindly appealing to you to be accessible to us. Once in a while, the last time I saw you was on the beach, and the next time I saw you was going to go review the project. That was the time I saw you, and I see you today again. And I will not see you in the day of December.
Thank you. Thank you.
Most of the time, just walk around the offices. Don't talk with your staff. Just walk and keep on out with us. Thank you very much.
All right. I want to take the time. I need Amara Fafana.
Hello. Thank you.
My name is Amara Fafana. McKenna. Already as executive car wash. I want to take time to the AG for the honorable representation. But I have the question concerning about the mechanic department. Even last year retreat, all the pieces were going to the drivers, auditors, or whatsoever. But since then, we are not yet the mechanic department, the name of it. And they want you to please look forward to the mechanic department as well. We appreciate your service. Send you installed to office. You are doing a lot of opportunity to GAC. We appreciate you very well. But please try to look at the mechanic department as well. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much to the AG and his deputies and senior management. Let me begin by saying thank you, AG, for eliminating this whole Mama Susu stuff. All right, at least now we know that we are mature enough, even though it's $5, but we can determine what we eat. All right, instead of somebody determining for us what we eat. The calculated AG that I know, with that romantic voice, every time you talk about political neutrality, I hear the harshness behind it. And it tells me that you are serious about this political neutrality. And it's important for us to get some clarity on it, because somebody might just be a victim. I would like to understand what's the difference between being political and providing civic education. All right? What's the difference between being political and providing civic education? That's one. Two, on the political neutrality, I would like to know at what point an action of a family member has on a staff of GAC. Take, for example, I am married and my wife or my husband is involved politically, and we only have one vehicle, and my wife decided to put a party sticker on that one vehicle that we have, and that's the only vehicle we have to drop into work and drop out to work. I cannot infringe on her right of associating with whatever political party. And that car drops me before the GAC. I get down, and the AGC is start getting down from a vehicle with a party sticker on it. It might be political. Take another scenario. My wife is highly political, and she went to a political rally, took a picture with several politician picture on it. And I went on the post and said, I love my wife. Is that being political? I'm serious. So my last scenario, all right, I'm a pastor. And I wake up one morning and I just put a Bible voice on social media. And then people go under the Bible voice and start discussing political things. For example, I just pull up on social media where the righteous rule, the people prosper. And people go on and they initiate their political discussion, even if I did not mean that. Am I going to be held responsible for that? No,
thank you. Hello. Hello, let us see your colleague, please.
I want to take this time to thank you and your lieutenant very much. I've always come here to make a request for the security department.
With noise, please. The moment too much.
And most of the time, I kind of make a request for the security department. You are ahead of all. The other day, when the president arrived, the way my guys were dressed, they don't want to be SS guys. So the SS chief, then he said, my man, I assigned you over there. Why is that? I said, look, we are DSC security. He said, what? Because my son was properly attired. You know, so I want to tell you, thank you very much for properly attiring us. Because the other day when I say you are well dressed Auditor General, you said, no, I will dress you people too. So you did well, you have dressed us to represent GSC, because we are the first line of command. Before you enter, you have to pass by us. So the way you see one, you will say yes. I had the other people looking in there. You're almost like your house. When somebody goes visit your house, you see the children looking, you say no, but you people now. But when they see us, whether we are dog go all around, but we're looking sharp, they will respect us. So thank you very much. The next thing I want to say here is that the retirement.
Hello.
Yeah, you want to adjust and marry. I want you to please adjust the retirement, because some of us are going here.
Hello.
Because the retirement age everywhere we went, they said it's 65.
Hello.
I want the Minister of Finance, they said that's 65. I want the civil servant, they say 65. I said, but DSC, they say 60. And people are left here with 60, and they say looking for a job to stay strong. So I want you to look at that 5 years different. So the way you want to make marriage adjustment, you please make the retirement adjustment. Thank you very much.
I think you can see why I'm getting gray. You understand why I'm getting more gray here. Reimbursement for ACCA. Those who are writing the professional exam and making progress, we have to buttress their efforts. That one is unconditional. And I understood that you are also doing well in the exam as well. And I think it's the responsibility of senior management to buttress that. So I'm going to have a conversation with administration on this to see how we can aid you in your professional journey. Other people did it for us before, and they gave us the opportunity to be standing here today. It is incumbent on us to do it for other people who are. Salary processing. The gentleman spoke well on a couple of things. I also heard about Garswa water, so that's good. I hope we're not selling Garswa water. And we're not misusing Garswa water as well. But it's good to have a project that connects you to your colleagues, and I appreciate that as well. Somebody told me, I see a couple of people wearing boots, not in GSC at all. So I changed to start wearing those shoes now, so that people can forget about the boots are big, but to compliment and to appreciate all of the compliments that came as a result of that. We appreciate that. We will do our best to prioritize what we have in our control. I do not have control myself, or DAGs or the controller, do not have control over commercial bank giving loans or giving advances. It is a tough exercise. We can initiate conversation to see what kind of MOU can be crafted, but don't forget now, I'm also a former controller, so I know a lot about salary processing and negotiation with banks and all of that. I am not very sure those opportunities exist. But again, we will talk to the banks, we'll invite them and have conversation with them. What I do, and I I put pressure on the controller all the time is, number one, we have to submit our payroll on time so that we can be one of the first to get processed. I have ensured, built a strong relationship with the Ministry of Finance such that the GSC payroll is one of the first payrolls that are processed in government. We are being prioritized, highly prioritized, trust me. There are times that we've taken pay and there are a number of other entities that have not taken pay. I also imposed the press on the controller, give Kobo a lot of hard time on that. That what, by the time the check comes in, put the announcement on the board to give our staff the information that salary disbursement will be done soon. Process the payroll even while you are waiting for the check to come. So by the time you receive the check, the payroll is at the bank. And after you send the checks at the bank, don't sit in your office, make your rounds at the banks to ensure that the banks credit our employees timely. There are some of the banks that are already giving us early credits. So by the time the check goes there, even before the check clears, they have already credited our employees' account. So those are things that we have under our control. What you brought on now is a suggestion. We explore those suggestions with the banking institutions and see what can be done. But we don't have control over them.